Hi Alberto, how are you?
Hey everyone, I'm fine, thanks. And thank you everyone for being here. And also I want to thank especially all the Spree conference organizers for letting me speak at this conference. I'm really happy to be here. So I'm going to talk to you about why you should love open source as open source loves your e-commerce. First of all, I work at Be Bellón, and let me tell you what is Be Bellón. We are a very big company of exactly 2 people, and we are actually married. Maria is my wife. She's the creative part of Be Bellón, and I would say I am the technical part of the equation. We have no pets, but we do see dolphins whenever we go sailing here in Spain. So I think that's also good. What do we do at Be Bellón? Be Bellón is a handicraft experience. We teach you how to knit differently with do-it-yourself kits that have everything inside you need in it. And you may already know some kits made of wool, cotton. We need something different, which seems like a straw, but it isn't a straw. It's called raffia, and it comes from Madagascar in Africa. You can buy your do-it-yourself kit in Be Bellón, and there, with that kit, you will learn everything you need in order to become an artisan and knitting a unique, high-quality piece in your free time. There you can see the kits that we send, all the materials. That's a picture for the raffia, and also you get the needles and everything in a box ready to use. And we also provide you with the video tutorials and a PDF guide that we will talk later about in the challenges that we face it in order to guide you step by step to be able to knit your kits. So these are the kits that you can build. Some of them you can knit these awesome bags here. This one, for example, that Maria is showing you, and many more. Just check our website to see what we have there. So with that, I want to tell you also how did we start. We didn't start with a business in mind. In fact, we started because Maria always liked it to knit everything. I remember her all the time, knitting all the time. She loves that. So at some point, I convinced her that she should be starting an Instagram profile so that she could share her creations with the world. You can follow us at be_bellón there. And this is actually the first post we have in Instagram. As you can see, there is no much movement there, only 60 likes, not a lot of comments. But people started liking what Maria was doing. And at some point, if you understand Spanish, you will see that people here start asking us how to get the materials, and also how would they be able to create all the things that Maria was showing there. So at that point, we realized that we had our first challenge. We needed a store. And of course, for that store, open source came to the rescue. But in our first option that we considered was Shopify. And why Shopify? Shopify is, I am sure that everyone knows Shopify. It's a very cool store, has a lot of features that are built in. It's really easy to use. It's advertised everywhere. But it had something that we didn't like, and it was that on top of the monthly fee that we had to pay already, there was also a commission we had to pay in each transaction. And no matter if you use Shopify payments or if you use another payment gateway, you always have to pay a commission on top of what you are already paying for Shopify. And as we didn't know by that time the margin that we were going to have in our store, and it happens that I'm a Rails developer and I'm also an open source contributor, we realized that Shopify wasn't for us, and we started looking at other open source solutions. And the first open source solution that we considered was actually Solidus. We tried to use that really hard, but at some point it had some inconsistencies, at least from my point of view. The first one being that I saw a lot of reference in the code to Spree, which was a little bit confusing, not only the code, but also in the generators. When you were running a command, something like that, you used to type generate Spree, whatever, right? And that was a little bit confusing for me. And also, the other disadvantage that Solidus had for us was that, as you saw already in the first slides here, we are a very small company, and I'm taking all the technical responsibility. So the front end that comes by default in Solidus wasn't great, to say it in that way. And to me, that would mean that I will have to put a lot of work on top of that. So we decided to try the other option. So if Solidus was talking about the Spree, it was because it was clear that at some point it had forked the Spree project. So we decided that Solidus wasn't for us, and we started trying with Spree. And with Spree, we found a great documentation, not only for the users of the application, but also for the developers, which was great. And also it was consistent. And it came with a great front end by default, which we happened to be able to adapt to our needs. So Spree was a great choice for us. We decided to have Be Bellón in Spree. That's why I'm here also, I think. And as you can see, I think the page, the story is looking awesome. I mean, this is the default front end, and we just adapted that for our needs so that we can build everything on top of that. What else? The next one. So I talked to you about the video tutorials before. So this was challenge, the video tutorials, and also we also include a PDF guide. This challenge was also solved thanks to open source. And we actually like to send a QR code within the packaging that we send to the customers, so that with a smartphone, they are able to scan that QR code, and that will redirect them to the Be Bellón page and show them the video tutorial and also the PDF guide. And of course, the good thing is that Spree is built in top of Rails. So if you know Rails and I know Rails and I like to contribute also to that project, it's great because you can extend that. And also with this RQR code gem here, it was awesome because you had all the combinations. You could put the logic in Rails, use this gem here, and you have everything you need in order to generate those QR codes and happily display the video tutorials so that all our customers are able to use that. And customers are really happy with this. So, and again, another challenge solved thanks to open source here. And then also I want to mention our third challenge, which is to have a custom name, to put a custom name on the packaging that we send. And what's that about the custom name here? As you can see here on top of the box, we put the name of the customer that's going to receive the message, right? And this is easy when as you know, Spree has 2 different kinds of addresses by default. And you can put a shipping address and you can put an invoicing address, right? And whenever the customer puts a different address on the box, you know that this package, this order is going to be a present. So someone wants to give this as a present, right? But what happens when the addresses happen to be the same, right? In this case, at some point we were lucky because the customers were contacting Maria directly, and we were able to know that this was going to be a present. But in other cases, we didn't. So in the end, Maria many times ended up calling the customers to see if whether the package that was going to leave our facilities was a present or not, right? So, and even at one point, that conversation with the customer arrived when the package was already at Correos, which is our shipping partner here in Spain. We used already to send not only to Spain, but also to Europe and to Canada already overseas. And the thing that that package there was retrieved, and we had to ship another package to the customer with the right name on that, so that the customer was happy. And in order to prevent that from happening again, Maria at some point asked me to make something for that, right? So instead of doing an intern development for us, we decided to contribute also to the community that had already gave us so much. So we created this gem, Spree It is a Present, which you can use, and which this gem adds a field there down below, in order so that you can put the name of the person that's going to get the present, and also the dedication note, which was really surprising for us. We didn't know by that time how many people wanted these packages to be a present, and also how many people wanted to write a dedication note to the person that they were going to give the present. So this was really, really nice surprise for us. If you want to know more about this gem, I have a blog post at my website, which is www.albertoalmagro.com, explaining that gem. And also, if you don't like reading, I have also a YouTube video made for explaining this gem that you can check there. So our future plans, we want to integrate with PayPal. We are trying really hard with the PayPal B0, the Braintree gem, but we are only able at this point to use the PayPal Express in the cart, and we would like to have that integrated within the whole, within their normal workflow. So we will be keeping an eye on that and trying hard to integrate that. And if we are unable, we may contribute some code there so that it also works for everyone. And also we want to build something regarding referrals, so that, because we have many customers that talk good about us to other people they know, and we want to be able to reward those customers in some way. So also, with everything I have already told you about open source, really I want to highlight these 3 things, which is this better, safe code. It's awesome to see the code that you have there in open source, the people that contribute there in their free time. It's no rushes. It's really great. And it also boosts your development team skills. You don't imagine how much have I learned, and I see people learning whenever they start reading open source, wherever it is the Spree code base or the Rails code base. It's you learn a lot. And it also leverages the power of the community, because I actually think about it. We are a really small company. So if it was for us, we can contribute our gems and also to put maybe some little things in Spree that are missing, like translations, small bugs, those corrections. So that's great. And you can also do it. In fact, it's super easy to extend Spree, and there is a really great guide there made by the community in which they tell you how to add a custom field to an already existing model. And if you want, for example, not to add a field to an existing model, but add a completely new model, and then link that with an already existing one, I have written another post on that, and also made a YouTube video that you can check. So with everything said, I hope that you love open source as open source loves your e-commerce. Yes, I thank you very much for your time. You can keep in touch with me at bebellon.com or at my website. And also you can follow me on Twitter and on GitHub and at Alberto Almagro. Thank you very much for your time there.
Thanks, Alberto. It's really great to see, as you've said, on one hand, big companies, the startups of the year from all over the place, making use of Spree, but it gives us very special satisfaction to see small business owners and individual developers like yourself taking advantage of the Spree ecosystem and just taking the tools into your own hands and building incredible products and stores. So we wish you all the best. If you need anything, please do let us know, and we would be happy to support you. And also we will make sure to keep building great tools for yourself and everyone in the community to just so you can just take it and use it, and with minimal effort start selling.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for everything you are doing, and also thank you to all the community for all the support you give us. Yeah, we will be happy to contribute to that, definitely.
Thank you for your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you also. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a good day.